Hey. Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a today's topic video for the 14th of August. So one of the things I want to mention real quick is, in case you missed it, we did a couple of fun little drawings. I had chosen 13 winners, one from each zodiac sign, to get a free read with me. That came out on the 8/8 portal, just as I said it would, in case you missed it. The other thing is, we changed the word that we use to enter on this series of videos to, if each week I choose a free, I choose a subscriber to get a free storytelling from me. And you guys have always classically entered by writing the word compassion in the comment section. But then I had a drawing to say, hey, let's change the word. And if you guys missed that, the winner of that suggestion got a free read. If you missed that, that also came out on the today's topic video for the 8th. So both of those videos, I'm going to put a free link right there in the description box in case you missed them. I bring this up because I've been recently accused of lying and not doing that. I'm not sure how people missed this, but that's okay. I don't worry too much about this kind of stuff because it's all public anyway. But just because I don't really appreciate the fact that that I get some of these kind of bizarre accusations, I just thought, let's address it publicly right now, and make sure that everybody knows the same information. Thank you guys, those of you who are awesome and you don't waste time, making accusations that aren't true. I appreciate you so much. I love it. My channel is a beautiful place because of you guys. And for those that just kind of got an attitude in a certain moment, it's all right. Just move on, but don't do it again. Don't do it again. All right. Not nice at all. So now onward we go, shall we? So for this storytelling, you guys, again, if you want to enter to win, just write the word write the word empowered. Also, make sure that you're subscribed and give this video a thumbs up. Those three things combined get you entered to win. I do choose one subscriber each week. It might not always be on the same day because it's got to fit into my schedule. So sometimes it might be a Monday, sometimes it might be, a Wednesday, a Friday, a Sunday, however it goes. It's four winners a month, basically, is how I do things. But I try to always pull it from one each week. I will always make sure that it's always announced in one of these videos, and then everyone can always watch that free read. It's always done publicly. Usually I'll do it as a separate video, but the free link will be in the description box because I don't like it to be too long of one video. So instead, that's the way I've been doing it. But everyone will always be able to watch the free read. That's how you know I do everything I say I do. Okay, enough about that. Now, for this story, we have the Lover's card. We have the Ace of Swords. Lover's card, Gemini energy. Ace of Swords, truth between two individuals. They don't have clothes on, although I drew on bikinis and Speedos for them. But I didn't do the greatest bikinis and Speedos, so I'm still going to cover them up. But they don't even have clothing on because they're bearing themselves to one another. It's more of a metaphor of when we care, we make sure we're transparent. When we care, we make sure that if there's questions, those questions get answered. When we care, that's the act of caring. It's not a defense tactic. It's like, no, I want it to be plain. I want it to be clear because it matters. So it's actually really sweet that two people who have emotion for each other would care enough to make sure that they are being transparent with one another. We have the Woman of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands. This is somebody powerful, somebody who very much makes their own choices. Like, I'm choosing this, I'm choosing you, I'm choosing, and I'll tell the world. I'm also not just being upfront with my romantic partner. I'm being upfront with anyone who asks me. This Queen of Wands would say, oh, I picked them. They're my partner. Oh, that's the person I'm dating. Oh, that's the person I care about. That's really beautiful. That's how, I would argue that's like the nicest way and maybe the only way it should be. We have a Three of Cups that is sideways. Why is there a question mark about this wonderful, happy union? Why is there any kind of we have a 10 of Pentacles. We have a Man of Swords. Here's what I think. I think that we've got a storyline. Both of them are on the same page. They truly are. We have a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is a King of Swords energy who is coming in to lay all their cards on the table as well. The Queen of Wands might have been a little bit ready before them. A Queen of Wands does tend to be someone who's like, I've made my decision and I put it out there. Whereas by nature, a King of Swords tends to be a little bit more, look, they're even wearing armor. They tend to be just a little bit slower maybe to express what's going on in that big old beautiful gourd they got. You know, their thoughts don't always instantly spew out of their mouths. They may have come to conclusions and decisions in their heart before their lips say those words. And that's exactly what we've got. So there is a little bit of, I'm even going to say that this is a delay. It's not so much a question mark as it is the timing for these two to come into a union. And really, you notice we've got teacups all over the place to spill the tea, to communicate, to say these things. All of that is on the horizon here, but it is the King of Swords who's coming in a little later than her to this meeting, but coming in with actually even more to lay on the table. She has made her decision. She is ready to express herself, has been ready to express her heart. They are taking a little bit longer to get to that point, but when they do express what they want, they are laying everything they've got on the table. This is a big offer. This is like, I don't know that I feel like this is more in the grand sense. Like we have to step back from this and see the bigger picture. Okay, not surprising. We have a Five of Cups. There has been a delay of, and it could be significant delay. This could have been 5 months or something. But with this Five of Cups, there has been sorrow. There has been time wasted. There has been like, why aren't we together yet? Why can't we be together now? Why are we not sitting down for this amazing, heart to heart, teacup to teacup? I speak my truth, you speak your truth. Why have we not been able to get to that point yet? Well, it takes a little while for that King of Swords, for sure, but it's because they're coming in with something extremely significant. So we have a Six of Swords. There had to be some kind of movement from chaos and turmoil into a calmer frame of mind. So let's put it this way. Let's use this as an example. If two people, say this was like a romance at a distance, two people care a lot about each other. The Queen of Wands is like, well, I'm ready for this. I'm absolutely ready. The reason I'm going with could there have been distance is because we see like a horse flying across the sky. Up here we see, anytime I look at skies and like horses, I think of travel across distances. Okay, the truth of it is, I think both of them realize that to come into a union, this is a bit of there's a lot that has to be worked out. There's a lot of distance that has to be brought closer. So how are they going to do that? Well, you can't travel during certain times of the year on certain methods. Like, for example, in the Mediterranean, the ferries don't always run at certain times of the year because the water itself is just too choppy. It's too dangerous. So you don't always have easy access. You might have to wait. So that's what I mean when I say waiting until things are calm so that then that travel is possible. That's a nice analogy for this. Now, obviously, we're looking at like a life situation that bogged things down. Now, in that span of time, though, it prevented these two having a sit-down, heart-to-heart conversation, eyeball to eyeball, where they kind of pour out how they really feel. Even though she more or less perhaps already had. I'm going to say that Queen of Wands might have made it quite clear what she wanted, how she felt. I don't think the same is true for the King of Swords. I think the King of Swords was like, I want to say it face to face, heart to heart. I want to sit down and I want to, like be right there and then not have to immediately like leave again. Or I don't want to have to have this offer that I'm going to make be an only temporary thing or still have so much other chaos around me that I can't just invest. Because I think this King of Swords is big time serious. What they want is they want all of it. Well, so does the Queen of Wands, but they're saying, yes, but I can't be impulsive about this. I have to be, like have everything in alignment so that I make this offer and then I can have what I want. I don't want to make an offer and then there's still all kinds of distance and discord and struggles. I want things to be calm and then I get the thing that I want. Wow, Tower. So how did these two, or how have they needed to get to a place of peace and calm? Well, first they got to go through the storm. So I'm almost thinking that they were working toward getting into like having things work out smooth, and then something else struck that created a collapse. Why has there been so much? This is like the universe is sending massive upheaval that is impacting and keeping these lovers apart that want to be together. Why? We have the devil. So it's not the universe doing it this time. It's like, okay, there's something else that has to be brought down, but it was possibly that some negative influence decided to stir up a storm. The only thing is, good. I was going to say the only thing is the universe still has a bigger hand in this. The lightning strike comes from above. The universe said, you know what? There's a few other things. Look, King of Swords. King of Swords, this is the universe talking. I should use a different voice for the universe. If you, King of Swords. I don't have a low enough voice. I'm sorry. I imagine the universe has a low voice. I don't know. Like Barry White is the soundtrack in my head for the universe's voice. So picture Barry. Oh yeah. No, sorry. I love Barry White so much. You have no idea. So does my mom. King of Swords wants everything to be calm. They want to be able to lay all their cards on the table. And the universe said, okay, King of Swords, the thing is, if you really want to be with your queen and you don't want any upheaval and you want to be able to offer everything and just have a solid and stable connection, so you're willing to have to delay that a little bit so that everything gets calm and then you can come in and give this big offer. Okay, but King of Swords, you said that you wanted it to be really, really good, right? King of Swords, well, yeah, that's what I want. And the universe is like, okay, then, darling, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to deal with this other thing. See, there's this devil person somewhere off there in the periphery. I do feel like it's a person. I'm not going to say it has to be a Capricorn, but there's somebody jealous or somebody that could make big ruffles, big, trouble. And the universe is like, then why don't you deal with this also? Because if you deal with whatever other thing is lurking, and you deal with it first, then you can actually close that chapter with them, get them out of your life. And now they can't come in and make a mess of your life with that Queen of Wands. Remember, you said you wanted to go all in. You wanted to be able to have everything cleaned up, cleared out, so you can have an amazing relationship where you give all your energy, all your money, all your self to the person that you love. This king and queen deeply love each other. That part is raw and real. But the actual ability for them to be in a union has been significantly interrupted, not once, but at least twice, by something way more difficult, but so much more necessary to deal with. This would be the equivalent of, say, we buy a car and we take it in and say, I just bought this car. Can you do a once over? And they look it over and they go, yeah, you got a little bit of a leak here, but it's not probably a big deal. But you're going to need to do the brakes at some point. And the person says, okay, but I don't have to do them today. And they're like, well, no, but you're going to have to do it. And they have to make a decision. Wait a second. Should I just handle something? I mean, that's a really big thing. You don't want to be unsafe on the road. And even if they don't need to be done quite yet, shouldn't I just handle it all at once? Shouldn't I go ahead and take care of the big stuff? Well, that's basically what the universe said is, darling, take care of the big stuff too. Get the brake job done, get the car really in safety, condition, and then you don't have to deal with that again. Now you've got this awesome running vehicle. Now you can move forward and you don't have to keep that worry in the back of your mind that, when is that going to come back up to bite me? So I really feel like the universe said, why don't you deal with all of it now? I know it's a bigger delay, I know, but you could wrap up all kinds of old cycles. What is the devil? Tell me who and what the devil really is. High Priestess. This is more like somebody who's been lurking. A High Priestess is not negative, but it's more like it's in the back of one or the other of their minds. And this does not have to be on the King of Swords side, right? This is whatever the thing is that's been kind of like I'm aware that there's something else that still has to be dealt with that just hasn't, shown its ugly face to me yet. But it's out there. It's out there. I just know it. We have a Man of Wands. It's interesting because, again, we see like a cemetery. Is this some past relationship with somebody else that still needed to be wrapped up with a nice and tidy bow? Is this, could be that either that Queen of Wands had unfinished business with an ex, or that they did, and that really needs to be dealt with first. If there's any kind of closure that still needs to happen. 10 of Wands, yes, some kind of burden here. Some kind of burden. One or the other of these characters had to make peace with an ending with some other previous person. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's like they had to make sure that there's no little part of their energy that can be like, no one can demand like, you owe me this, you still need to come back in and help me because there's still some unfinished karma between us. So you have to come back in whenever I call you so you can help me out. Could have been something like that. Like somebody could still call in a karmic debt and they would intentionally do so right at a moment where it would really cause a ruckus between this king and queen. 4 of Discs and the World card. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's definitely a balancing of the karma. I feel like somebody owed somebody either money or they owed somebody assistance that would help them, like, be fed. I'll say it that way. I'm not sure which of these characters had to go back and help someone else, but it was like maybe a family obligation where it's like, oh man, if I get started in some relationship with somebody else, and it could be that this king and queens have been at a distance. So for them to finally come into union, they needed to be able to cohabitate, to live together in, one person's place or another. And it's like, before I can actually leave behind my previous life and just come and be with you, if I owe anybody else a debt of finances or assistance to help them when they're maybe struggling in their time of need, I better make sure that I've already paid that debt. I need to make sure that I pay off whatever I feel that I owe them, so they don't lord that over me and get to call me back in whenever it suits them. Because one or the other of these characters, whomever this is, right now I'm leaning toward it being the King of Swords, who felt like I still have a debt of duty or money or obligation to someone, and I realize I've got to pay that off also so that I can truly be free. Until I do this, I'm not going to be free. But I think that came crashing down because maybe this person called in that favor right at a moment when that King of Swords was ready to come forward to their queen, and then it was like, oh my gosh, I have to pay this off. And it could have taken them 4 years. It could have taken a long time, but that's the only way for them to get to finally having that fresh beginning. Now, the World card is a complete ending of one cycle and an opening up of a new cycle. Maybe this even marks at the beginning of the new year. They finally have gained total freedom. They finally are completely ready, willing, and able to no longer have any blockages here. That was the King of Wands that called in that favor that demanded somebody give to them. Maybe this Queen of Wands had some previous partner. Maybe it was her that felt like, I have to go back and help, someone who once upon a time was dear to me, someone who once upon a time, I can't leave them in their time of need, no matter what. And that could have been just about anything, but it was a moral obligation is what I would argue. Neither one of these characters are people that don't care or they're playing games with each other. What we've seen is, life is complicated. When we have moral obligations that extend beyond our own personal wishes, sometimes we have to make good on those things, because that in turn is what makes us that amazing partner for somebody else, because we truly are loving and compassionate, not just for our own needs and our own wishes, but it's going to prove that they are the quality of person that would make a really great partner, because they actually do have a sense of responsibility. Even if that means that they first have to deal with some other moral obligations to other existential people in their lives, they still that is to their credit that they would handle business properly. That's what I would argue. All right, guys, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye.